We hit the local recording button. It is recording frames. We are now recording Final Fantasy XII International Zodiac Job System. The intro decided to play. I hate you, game. There's a bunch of changes in this version. Notably, you can tell from the name, the Zodiac Job System. There's a job system, as opposed to 12, where everyone has the same license board and everyone can do everything. Each job has a different license board, so it changes the way it plays drastically. We probably won't be doing trial, but that's just effectively like a crystal tower kind of thing. There's a bunch of fights that you have to go through and they progressively get harder. Probably won't be doing that. Other changes, lots of changes. There's a lot of item changes. There's some new items like the Excalibur, which is a lovely wordplay. Some monster changes. There's some magic changes. So stuff like Bubble is now white magic. So that's been changed a little bit. There's a lot of changes. There's just a lot of changes. You'll see. There's some new gambits, and you can get all the gambits from more or less the start of the game. That'll be handy. So, widescreen, flicker filter. I don't remember if I need this on or off with an emulator. We can change it in-game though, so if it gets like god-awful, we can just turn that off. We don't want screen shake, and we don't want controller vibration. So let's begin. We're gonna watch all... Well, dang it. I keep forgetting this is the Japanese game, so X is back. So well done me. Did I just hit back again? No, I didn't. Okay. Right. Circle is go, and X is back. I keep forgetting it's swap because it's a Japanese game. I'll probably do that a billion times. I apologize, but now let's actually begin. We're gonna watch all the cutscenes, even though we've technically already watched them. And they're not gonna be any different, but, you know, whatever. Enjoy and stuff and things.
In the name of the Father, and in the presence of these holy relics, I hereby pronounce you man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Farewell.
If, following this, Arcadia should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little...
Nabudis has fallen.
Impossible!
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabudis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure NALBINA with all haste.
I will go. And I will go at his side.
Galtea stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
fortress is lost! We must withdraw! No! The paling still stands!
Shield beyond sight, ne'er failing light.
The paling's fallen! Then it's over!
For my father.
For my father! Lord Rassler!
Blessings of the Great Father descend, and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Farah.
I forgot how incredibly long that intro is. Good God. And it's not over.
The death of Lord Rassler Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the Kingdom of Dalmasca. The air of hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rassler's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at NALBINA told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. a counterattack was mounted by the order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Romanos, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for NALBINA Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
I love how they did that last sentence. You can skip through all of the other ones quickly.
Can you hear me?
You can't skip through that last one, though.
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Reks, sir. My name's Reks.
Good. Reks. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
The very beginning of the game plays exactly the same.
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Reks?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanasta.
So young.
So
You're barely
young.
old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Basch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Mossel, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
By God.
Steady, Reks. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
Except for that bit where I don't move. I also have the sniffles. You must be mindful of your surroundings. I need to click in the window. There we go. It's a useful way to spot Imperials. Blargy blarg, move the stick. I need to change the... Oh, well, I'll probably just end up having to get used to it. Left stick to move, blah, blah, blah. The game starts to differ once we get that initial hunt. There's a talk icon above your head. Skip, skip, skip. Already seen all this. It's basic tutorial dialogue that no one cares about. Don't be a hero. I should point out there are some issues with the... I can't actually get to it yet. There are some issues with the text in this game because of... Well, it's a translation of a Japanese game, so sometimes the letters are too close to each other. And they'll slightly overlap. There's nothing you can do about that. It's just how the game is coded, so... Apologies about that. As far as I'm aware, everything is translated, though. So it's 100% translated. Could be mistaken. There could be a few things here and there that aren't translated, but I haven't seen them, so... You can open the party menu by pressing triangle. There's a dude there. We get to tell you how to fight. Red line, target line, herp derp. We've been here before, game. I won't be skimming through the dialogue so quickly for anything apart from tutorial stuff, because I already have a playthrough of it, and this is super basic tutorial things, so... There is one thing once we get out of this little scene here and it starts the next one. Actually, we can do it here. In this game, in this version of the game, if you press L1, you'll notice the game speeds up. So that's not an emulator feature, that's a feature of the game. It does that on the console too. It's quite handy. It speeds it up quite a bit. I think what it's effectively doing to speed it up is it's just basically not rendering everything. So it's basically frame skipping, but it's pretty handy. Billy, don't be a hero. We'll be using that later rather than speeding up the game because it plays the music and the sound effects and all that at the same speed. And it doesn't speed up cutscenes, so it's much better than the emulator
Captain?
frame skipping. Or frame limiting or whatever. Hello. You're very glowy. What's his name? Tonberry, I think? Not that this is technically a fight, because you don't even do anything. You have a dude who throws potions on you and a dude who does a lot of damage. That's the entire fight. In fact, technically I don't even have to hit him because I'm not doing very much damage. Quick, Reks! Murder his face! Will I exploit the rare game that we killed with Phoenix Down? No! I will not be exploiting that just like I didn't exploit it the first time. I will also not be exploiting that thing that spawns like zombies or whatever they are in that dungeon. There's really no reason to. Actually, if you exploit the thing with the Phoenix Downs at the start of the game, it actually helps with speedruns. As odd as that sounds, because you're wasting time killing that, but...
You'll not hold much longer. We receive you, Tonberry. You've leave to retire. Well fought.
His name is Tonberry. So. He'd have a much better chance of killing us if he just flew in the air, like he's supposed to. It's the, I know what Zerusu's talking about, it's the ghost thing that will spawn if you're at low health, or critical health. And you put the game on the lowest speed so you can get a Phoenix Down off, and all that nonsense. And if you leave the area before he completely disappears, he will respawn when you re-enter the area. Rather than having to go so many areas away and then coming back. It's a very, very fast leveling, and that's why it helps speed running, is because you can get crazy high level on your main character and then just plow through the next like 20 hours of the game.
Vossler! Where are you?
What if Captain Azulis has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Reks!
Quickly, Reks. Another thing... I don't remember where all the treasure chests are, by the way. I'm also going to be opening all of the treasure chests. I, once again, don't care for, what, the Zodiac Spear or whatever it is. Chests in this game respawn. As opposed to the original version, the chests, well, the majority of chests will respawn if you just go an area away. So it's very easy to farm up, like, potions and stuff, if you so desired. Like that potion. I could probably leave this area, come back, and that potion would be right there. There's no reason to, but I could. Hello. Oh, I would run by right when he hits fire. All of the level 1 Black Mage and White Mage spells now have AoE. So Cure has an AoE, Fire has an AoE. There's no limit or damage break in this game. Basically, mages are much more useful than they used to be, which is to say they're much more useful than they were effectively not at all before. I know it's a save crystal, shut your pie hole. So, I'm actually going to be employing, as opposed to previously where I would employ physical damage attackers, I'm going to be employing mages a lot in the late game for damage. Because a lot of their spells will easily break the damage cap that was in the previous one.
Intruders! Don't let them escape!
And I'll explain the quickenings in a bit.
Sir, we have little time. You must go to the king. I'll handle these.
Fight well.
Fight well. I think you can just leave these guys. You don't actually have to fight them, but I'm going to, because I'll explain the quickenings. In the original version, every time you got a quickening, you would get a mist charge, which is just a little chunk of MP, and if you got a second and third one, it would double and triple your MP. That's been removed. It no longer uses MP to do quickenings. It has its own little bar that will fill up as you basically do everything that would fill it up previously. They're the same power, they're the same usefulness. Actually, I think they're slightly more useful. Is it this way I go? I think so. But instead of tripling or doubling your MP by getting quickenings, you can delay getting quickenings because your MP is now based upon your level and your job, or your class. Is it job or class? It's job, because it's Zodiac job system. So a white mage or black mage will have a lot more MP than a warrior or whatever the classes are, I don't remember. Quickenings also allow access to other things on the license board, and that's probably their primary focus.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Dalmasca to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent.
Hello!
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And to think, we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. with this foremost in my thoughts, I, to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer, too, for the noble Princess Ashe, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Basch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
Quickenings are basically limit breaks now, yeah. You'll understand a little bit more once we actually get into that. If I drop frames, I've dropped a little bit. It's all fine though. And again, the beginning of the game plays exactly the same, at least until we get the first hunt, which allows us to see the license boards, and that's where it starts to differ. And from that point on, it starts to differ more and more and more.
Vaughn! Hurry it up or they'll find us!
Oh no.
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. Right. Time to clean house.
Indeed. There's also a new game mode in this that I forgot to mention. Just hit this one. It's fine. There's actually 2 new game modes. When you beat the game, you unlock new game, like, hard and new game weak or something. New game strong and new game weak. New game strong, you start with everyone is level 90. So it's basically just a cakewalk through the whole game. New game weak, everyone starts at level 1 and you cannot level. So, other than that, it's the same game. You don't keep the stuff you brought in from the last game. It's basically just a modifier on your game. Obviously, new game weak is a lot harder than the base game.
Wow, Vaughn! You got him all yourself? Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now. That's enough for today. You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
Not our hides. I like my hides albino. I don't like them tanned. I ain't got time for that crap. And it's a Final Fantasy game, so there's 80 billion cutscenes. Sorry if you don't like cutscenes. I was tempted to do a new game week playthrough, but I don't think I'm actually capable of doing that.
Huh? What'd you say? Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid?
What?
Please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Watch where you're going, Churl.
What? My pouch! It's gone!
The boy! Get out the way!
It's what you get for being a douche.